Alright, and we are back in the time loop. I meant to record this like literally last week, but I just kept either kept forgetting, kept getting interrupted, or just kept not feeling like playing anything. And even now I'm recording this at 4 in the morning, so it took me a while to get in the mood. Yeah, we are at Barcelona. We have seized control of the GTE cars, and we got a stacked grid here of drivers hoping to get their foot in the door with these cars. We have Amy, Mojo Jojo, the Governor, Alex, number 1. New driver, Monica, we'll explain her later. Ben 10, That, Slingshot, Enduro, and I am playing as Vert Wheeler. Also, Nitri is here in the GT3 category, our lone representative for that. And why she's not in this, like, the Super Reno is because she's trying to keep it low-key. We already have one improvement, we don't need a second one. Not to mention, we would kind of want to compare them to a GT3 driver that we trust. Oh yeah, that's the part we have Deliverance, who's appeared like once in this series. He's also here. Back up in case something goes wrong with Nitri, in case she gets Z forward. Nice camera, thank you. So one thing that'll make driving these GTE cars a little bit terrifyingly difficult is that they have no ABS. So I can lock the brakes. You didn't need that there. Don't worry about it, Monica. Goodness. They are 4 wide. That looks really not enjoyable. I'm going to wait. And Nitri's driving like she's got the Super Reno anyway. Or at least she's aggressive like she does. I know she doesn't. Because she'd actually be starting first if she were. Just insert outside. Oh, you are going very slow, Monica. You are going very slow. I will push you around bend 10, though. At least no damage from hitting her twice. You saw a bit of lock up there. I would get used to hearing that noise because I'm not terrible at throttle management, although I still do have traction control for this car, but oh my goodness me. You're doing 80 through that corner? Give me a break. Have a load of this, Slingshot. Oh, you weren't getting a load of this very easily. Don't hit that bump in F1. I haven't even had the chance to lower the TC down to low because I've just been focused on not eating it on another car. I'm going to lock up a lot there. It's like a little miniature braking zone. Rookie, move it or lose it. Bert's only got so much tolerance for newbie drivers in his way before he just runs them off the road. His demeanor doesn't say that in the original Hot Wheels videos, but trust me, it's there. And you can see the extra power coming into play. Unfortunately, everybody else also has this extra power. So I can turn on ABS myself, if needed. I would prefer to not have to, but if I lock up like 12, 15 times in a race, I'm probably going to turn it on, just for the sake of my own sanity. Okay, if you're so much slower, can you not take up 6 lanes in one turn? That would be fantastic. Goodbye. My goodness, I've never struggled so hard to pass a social sim character in my life. Alright, we're getting faster through here, guys. Yeah. Don't you dare cut me off, Mojo. You are cutting me off, Mojo. There is a Ford there. Ugh, my God. I mean, he's not exactly a nice guy. I don't know why I'm expecting, like, you know, 3 multiple lanes worth of space. At the end of the day, Mojo Jojo is still, like, evil. I don't know why I'm expecting him to be, like, forgiving in his driving attitude. Here we are. Yeah, it's a high downforce setup around Barcelona, but unfortunately, these AI don't quite reflect that too well. I keep with them in the slipstream, but I'm certainly not gaining on them like I would if I had run like default. I braked too early for that. And then I almost missed the turn because I tried to correct that by flooring it. Oh, that sun is not great. Also, the AI take a line through this corner that I'm pretty sure I physically cannot do. Like, it's not even like a controller John. I just can't do that in this vehicle. Oh my good lord. It seems so fast until I get up on them and then they're doing the speed limit like they're grandma late for bingo. Not my grandma, but just a grandma. I cannot be any closer, Enduro. Oh no, I really couldn't be because we just ran into each other. You just like hit the panic button. One thing's for sure, in this state of affairs, no matter what happens, we win. This is certainly one time where I'm not at all against the, well, I've never been really against the time progression, but one time I'm certainly glad it is a thing. Because right now, when that sun was in my face into turn 3, I was not having a good time. Ah, curb! And now we get to turn on these, if you ask me, kind of ugly headlights. I really don't like these yellow headlights that all of the GTE cars use. So it looks like the governor is the leader. Then it's Amy, Alex, number 1, me. This is why it was big for me to want to make the move over to GTE cars in the series, because there's a lot fewer of them. These guys brake so early for this and go so. This is like the corner I need to just like absolutely just eject people in. That did 8 damage. I hit him at like 60. Give me a break. Well, now I'm really dead down the front straightaway. They're also not good here, but I'm no gearhead. I don't really have the nerve to try that there. But doing it here is now going to be difficult because I somehow just like wrecked myself by hitting him at like 12 additional miles an hour. Okay, surely Alex isn't going to hold me up too much. He's Alex. He's either going to get out of my way because he's smart, or he's going to be super fast because he's Alex. And this section also the AI just do cornering that I can't do. Like, my car can't, like, rotate like that. That's not even like I'm a controller thing, or I have a damage thing. No, that's I'm a human being thing. It's just a matter of these guys are so cautious through slower speed corners that it doesn't even matter if they do this or not. So now my tires are actually getting cold. At Barcelona, that's almost unheard of. Oh, aero damage, please. Since everyone just hangs it there for so long, how about I just send it? Works for me. Thank you, Alex. Suddenly now you're aggressive? Or suddenly now anyone's aggressive for that matter. Get off the curb. Yeah, as I was saying, that was why I was so, like, in a rush to move into GTE cars. There's fewer of them, so there's a higher odds that races like this will happen, where there's just a ton of the characters in the same race. Oh my god! Yeah, heavy braking zones are going to be a bit of a lottery at this point, because I don't exactly know how much I have to brake for a corner. Or rather, how much I can before the car just decides to lose it. And so I may undersell it and end up just like missing the turn entirely, or I may overdo it and lock up. I will do it here every time, and I don't care until you guys can go faster through it. Okay, I know now that curb is kind of a warning sign. It's not death, but it's not life either. And now it is the governor. Last on my checklist. And it will be a minute before I can do anything about it. Because this is the section where, even if I were fast enough, it wouldn't even be a good idea. Because the AI can just do things through here that I can't. And certainly not going to work here either because I have aero damage. And I hit the curb. Also doesn't help. New record though. Whatever that means. I'm just glad I never get a run on them through that turn, because that would be death, because they just do that weird-ass line that I can't replicate, and they'll just, like, swat me away like a mosquito if I get next to them. Oh, you got a terrible exit out of that. I'm going to have to do this again on this curb. Clearly, governor doesn't know what's at stake when somebody hits those curbs. Oh, really? You think that's gonna work? Alright, well, it's taken almost exactly half the race, but Vert has made his way from first to last. Or last to first. I'm dumb. Now, barring any objections from the peanut gallery back there, I can just start to get some speedy running time around the track, unaffected. You can see even without the slipstream now, it's like an 8-9 mile an hour difference between like having it or not. That was garbage. And now it's Sector 2, the part where I am faster. The part where I lock up like an idiot, and the part where I downshift by too much by accident. I'm holding right, by the way. Well, I didn't make quite the hasty retreat I probably could have. I decided that that was like the optimum time to drive like a moron, when it was actually the worst time. Also, the governor is kind of getting that like last minute rally effect that the AI always get, that I kind of forget that they have. Or it's like the boss Galaga effect, or the he must win. This is Mortal Kombat 2011 now. The game tries to keep itself interesting by having this one car just be like, I'm still here. I don't want fourth. Now I want fourth. It's way better than last lap. Why? Now that I'm not behind somebody, I can't make this corner anymore. It's like the number one corner I'm supposed to do well in, and I'm choking it. Jesus! When did the governor become Bedlam? Good lord. Ah! Wrong gear. God, this arrow damage is kicking me in the ass. Wrong gear. Too late now. Where's the handbrake? Strategy. Absolutely kills the engine, but it's better than absolutely killing myself. I literally manually downshift into every corner on this track right now. Like that. And I'll do it in the middle of the next turn too, and not so much the one after it because you don't downshift for that, but actually you don't even slow down for that. Oh, you let off, but now you downshift. And now I miss, because I got eager. I really wish this stupid, like, send in the clowns mechanic wasn't a thing. Like he's half a second faster than everybody else. Yes, you're the governor, not Superman. Yes, that's third gear. It's the correct gear that I wanted the whole time through that corner, and I never get. No. Broke so early for that for no obvious reason other than because I am bad. Now the sun glare is back, and I cannot see at all where the... Look at this cheater. That's humanly impossible in this game. I don't care what you're trying to tell me. That line is also impossible. Quit cheating! Wait, brake check you, Governor. What is in that thing of yours? What kind of camber are you running? -6? Good to have rear air damage now. That actually helped my car rotate a little bit. Whether or not the damage he just took actually registers as damage or what, never really know with the AI in this game. They just kind of tend to ignore things that happen, as we should all know by now. Should have like 2 more laps of this to go. Nice lock up me. Yeah, I made the mistake of making exactly more than 2 degrees of steering input while braking. And that's instantly a lockup in this game. So, like, I'm not even kidding. I'm getting like Gran Turismo Sports Syndrome here. It kind of feels like the corner is a different corner every time I go through it, because the way the car is handling. It seems like that's where I accelerated before, and I made it fine, and this time I almost threw myself into the sand. And now we're on to the final lap of this. Vert versus Governor, who seems to have evolved past the level of every other car on the track other than me. For no apparent reason other than to make my life a pain in the butt. Other than to be a pain in the butt in my life, rather. Like he's got 3 seconds on the entire rest of the grid. Which is one thing when it's me, but when it's another AI car doing it, it looks awfully suspicious, you know? That's not helping. One more sector, and as long as I keep it on the road, he'll be hard-pressed to actually pass me. Vert's gonna win the first GTE event of Time Loop. You can eat it, Governor. Not so golden anymore, are you? You know what, I think for most corners I could actually brake, like, full power braking, but if I was turning it all while doing so, it would lock up immediately. I just didn't seem to realize that until now, when I'm testing it for the hell of it in the cooldown lap, when it doesn't really matter what I do anymore. And just to test the theory of the hairpin. Yeah, basically as long as I was braking in a straight line, it didn't matter how hard I hit the brakes. I don't know why he's still driving around. Yeah, some cars are knowing what they're supposed to do, and some don't. Alright, now there's basically an actual, like, finishing results to go through. Didn't really seem like anything else changed between any other drivers. Vert wins. The Governor, throwing analog stick. Amy, Alex, #1. Monica, I think, might have actually gone up a few places during that. Which is surprising considering she's not really a racer. This is her first appearance in the series. She'll get an explanation later. She's gonna have her own episode. Mojo Jojo, Enduro, Slingshot, and Ben 10 is last. And Nitri did take the win for our GT3 category. Deliverance held station third. And none of you else matter. This is going to be it for this episode of The Time Loop. Just gonna be a lot of the drivers just trying to get used to the GTE cars and their finicky braking systems. You have to actually pay attention to how you're braking in these cars. A lot more than you did before, at least. And I'm a little concerned because I'm not good at managing the brakes. And I like to trail brake, so that kind of takes that away unless I brake at like 15% pressure. Or 15% force. Now, pressure is a different thing. That's how much tuning the brakes get. Which is meant to help lockups. But even if I put it at 70, I would still do it anyway. So I don't think it gets lower than 60. Remember, right?